I am outside with Winnie. We're outside today. Yay! It's so nice. Do you hear the lawnmower going next door? Beautiful spring day. Great time for working in the yard. Evan inspired. Where's the camera? Oh, it's over. No? Right there. So if I want to look at you, I need to look at the camera. I didn't know where it was, I think. Right? Okay, whatever. I hate filming myself. I would much rather film Winnie. Okay, so I'm outside and I'm gonna try to plant some stuff because I love gardening. I love flowers. I love growing things, but I'm not very good at it at all. My grandma was a master gardener. She had this huge garden every year and tons of flowers, and I did not get her green thumb. And I've tried to learn, but I think what I do is I over care. Did you know you can care too much for your plants? What happens is I usually drown them, I guess, because I'm afraid I won't water them enough. So then I water them too much, and then like one day my plant was dying and I went to put it outside, and when I tripped a little bit, it was full of water. I've been watering, it wasn't absorbing it, it was drowning it. So you have to be careful. So maybe I thought maybe we could learn together. Some of you probably know more about gardening than I do. We could learn together. We can plant some seeds. Maybe your parents even have some at your house. I have some at my house, which just reminded me I forgot to bring those outside. Okay, so I thought it would be kind of fun if we grew some things at our houses over the next month or so, and we'll see whose grows the fastest, who grows the best. And yeah, so now I'm in my kitchen. I have lots of we use lots of paper goods in my house. I have lots of these cups that we use all the time anyway. And clear cups would be really neat to watch the plant grow because you'd be able to see the roots growing in the bottom of the cup. So I'm gonna plant some of those in a little bit. I'm gonna have to make more than one video because I'm not ready for that yet. But I have some seeds here from last year. I love these morning glories. They are the best. They're huge. A lot of morning glories are just real little, like maybe quarter size, but these things are like this big at least. Can you see that? About that big around. And they're big and beautiful blue, and they're so pretty outside. Then I saw last year they had some red ones too, and I tried to plant them, but they didn't come up. So I don't know. And you know what? My blue ones came up, but they hardly bloomed at all. But my mom said hers hardly bloomed either, and she lives on the west side of town, and I live on the east side. So maybe it was just a bad year for that. I also have green beans, which are usually pretty easy to grow. That's left over from last year, and some other flower seeds. So I'm going to plant some of these, and maybe if you ask your parents, they might have some seeds laying around, or maybe you have some containers you could, it doesn't have to be clear containers to plant them in, and you can watch them grow. You guys could video or send pictures onto the Google Classroom. And I have my cats right here. Where are they? I'm so bad at videoing with my phone. There they are. There's my twins. Hey kitties, kitties. They're too busy smelling the outdoors, wishing they could go out. They know they're not allowed to go past that line right there. The dog gets to go out, and we have 2 outside cats that don't get to come in. You always want what you don't have. These cats always want to go out, and the cats outside always want to come in. We always want what we don't have. Yeah, you said I've heard this a million times. Yes, I know you have. Okay, so, and there's Winnie again. Shut the kitties inside. Can you see Winnie? I don't know. Okay, so I have been transplanting some potted plants. This was a little teeny plant last year, Now look at it. Can you see it? Really long. This stuff loves to grow on things. And I started it as a very little plant, and I thought I've got this hanger thingy, I would put some in there. And I've got another hanging thingy right here, hanging plant basket. And I'm going to plant some seeds in it right here. Okay, so I have a lot of the blue ones, and some of these are from last year. They always have a date on them that tells when they were. See, this one says, can you see that? This one says packed for 2019. So probably they would grow better last year, I don't know. So since I'm not real thrilled about what's gonna be here, this is not a good plant to put necessarily in a basket because they like to climb, or are they? I thought, well, maybe it would be a good thing. Maybe it'll climb up here and up onto my tree or whatever. So it'll be a little experiment, okay? So these seeds, I don't know how to do this. Okay, these seeds, carefully, just kind of try not to pull. Try to be careful when you open them because you have a lot of instructions here. Okay, and it tells about each plant. Like this one tells that it likes to be in full sun. Can you see that right there? It says they like to be in full sun. It tells how long 75 days to bloom. Wow, that's a long time. 6 to 8 feet in height, each plant will grow. Soil depth, start them at 1/2 inch and then at 12 inches. So when they grow to be 12 inches, I think that's what that means. You would try to pick them up and spread them out a little bit more. Then it tells here, it gives the name of them. Morning Glory, Heavenly Blue, that's the kind. Annual, and annual means, you know what annual means? Yearly, right? Every year. Well, annual for a flower means that you have to plant them again each year. Whereas if you find one that comes up, you probably have some in your garden that come up every year. Automatically, your parents don't have to plant them again. And that's called a perennial. Perennial, they come up every year. Annuals, you have to plant every year. However, these type of flowers, I love them. At the end of the season, when they're starting to die, they drop their seeds down into the dirt, and a lot of years they just come right back up. So that makes them sort of like a perennial because they come up by themselves every year. But technically they're still an annual though, because they do plant themselves. You see what I'm saying? Okay, so there's lots of information here. It tells the name of them and what they are. It gives a description of what they're gonna be. Extra large, 4 to 6 inch sky blue flowers. That means we've been talking in zebras about the diameter. Diameter across will be 4 to 6 inch flowers. Those are big. With creamy white throats. They have a little pretty white center with a little bit of yellow dot in the middle. And they're climbers, so they like to climb on something. If you don't give them something to climb on, they may not grow that well. Or they'll just grow all over the ground. It says, note, to aid germination, soak seeds overnight. Well, I haven't done that, but you don't have to. It just says to aid. Sow in average soil in full sun after danger of frost. So I don't think it should be freezing outside anymore this year. We have had some really cold nights here recently, but I think it's safe now. Sow about 6 inches apart and cover with half an inch of fine soil. So dry, thin, not a bunch of clumps. Firm lightly and keep evenly moist. So you want to kind of pat them down just a little bit and keep evenly moist. Seedling emerge in 7 to 21 days. So you should be able to see a little sprout popping up in as early as 7 days up to 21 days. Then it says bloom in late summer to fall. So like I said, it says 75 days to bloom. That's over 2 months. So we won't get to see these bloom probably before school's out, but we will get to see them definitely sprout. Okay, so you can look inside here. Is she chasing a squirrel? Oh, she is. Winnie is chasing a squirrel that just went over the fence. Shucks. I'm making a video. This is my son. Say hello, Curtis. I'm making, oh, there you are. I know it's backwards because I'm trying to get myself, and I thought for science we could grow some plants. So I'm just putting some seeds here. Okay, so like I said, did you need me? Yeah. Oh, well, hold on. Okay, where am I videoing? Where's the camera? Okay, see the little black seeds in there? They're not as small as some seeds, and you're not gonna be able to see the seeds once we put them in there because they're as black as the soil. But I'm just gonna take a couple in my hands. It says you're supposed to do them, what did it say? 1/2 inch, 6 inches apart. Well, this right here, what would you say, Curtis? This is probably a 10-inch diameter pot. It's not 12 inches, but probably 10 inches diameter. So they work better when they're 6 inches apart, but we might just go ahead and make them smaller because smaller a distance apart, you can always thin them later, okay? Here, you help me out here. Just point it down here. No? Yeah, see? With the video, you can't turn it around when you're in the middle of videoing. So, I know. Okay, so I'm going to just take and put a little seed, a little bit lower, they can only see me, okay. And then just kind of push it down in there like a 1/2 inch and cover it. And then I'm gonna put it right here, 1/2 inch and cover it. And put one here, 1/2 inch and cover it. Put one here, and you know what? My grandma, I think, usually puts 2 in each place. Why did I not think of that? Just in case one doesn't come up, the other one might. So let me see, I'll just kind of estimate where I was before. Okay, and I didn't cover those. There we go. And somewhere over there, oh well. Okay, that one didn't even go there the place. And then right in the middle, let's put a couple in the middle. Okay, so then it says to firm, that would be to pat them down a little bit so that the soil on top of it is covered. I think, like I said, I am not a good gardener, so I hope that this will work, but this is what I've seen my grandma do. And then now I'm gonna go take some water. I should have had ready. I'm doing this kind of on the spur of the moment. I've been doing this all day and I just thought, hey, it would be kind of a neat thing to do together. Okay, so I'm just gonna put a little bit of water on it, just a little bit, to kind of get the soil to be on top of it. And now we're going to watch it grow, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Okay, so in my second part of the video, we'll do some more in some cups, okay? See you later.